out of all the teams in the top 12, who is the least deserving of their spot? Man, let's start
I,
with you this
I,
time.
I think I just said who that was, right? I'm pretty sure
Think
I
you
was
made that
clear
clear.
by the tone of my voice who I think has no business being in the top 12. Listen,
Okay.
all of these Big Ten teams, and you can call me an SEC homer if you want to. I don't care. All of these Big Ten teams are suspect as all get out. Now, I know Penn State only lost by a touchdown to Ohio State. I
Right.
fully acknowledge that. But I just
And you're
look at
specifically
who the
saying their spot because the question is not they're not deserving of being in the top 12. It's that they're not deserving of the spot that they've been given.
Yeah, top four.
Yeah.
Come on, I don't. I think Penn State and Indiana are a bit blown out of proportion, and I think Ohio State's probably going to expose Indiana for being a fraud this weekend. Part of me hopes I'm wrong, but the other part of me hopes that I'm right because if Indiana gets absolutely trolloped, they've got no leg to stand on because they've got no quality wins. Their record is just as suspect as Penn State's is. I mean, look at who they've played: FIU, Western Illinois, UCLA, Charlotte, Maryland, Northwestern. These are teams that are awful, and you're just I just none. There is no top 25 matchup on there except for Ohio State. So let's see what Ohio State does to him. But my answer at the end of the day is Penn State.
Penn State. Jesse?
Uh, I think that's fair. I am interested to see how Indiana does against Ohio State this upcoming week. I think that's going to be a really, really key game to see where both of those teams stand. I'm going to pick Miami though. And the reason I pick Miami, I know they're not ranked super high, but they have literally not played a single ranked team this season.
So
Like
they're like Indiana.
yeah, like what? But they don't. Like the remainder of the season, they don't. Like at least Indiana will get to see them against Ohio State.
Right.
They
hmm
don't play anybody that's ranked
Yeah.
at all, and
And
they lost to an unranked team.
they've had a couple struggle wins too.
They've
Barely
had a
beat
lot of struggle
Cal.
wins.
They yeah. There's issues with
Virginia
this
Tech,
team.
they won by 4 points. Cal, they won by 1 point. Louisville, they only won by 7 points. They lost to Georgia Tech. There's been a lot of suspect performances there. And honestly, to me, instead of Miami being in the top 12, I think SMU deserves to be in the top 12. I flip them, or even just bump up Boise State and then let SMU in because SMU, like, while yes, they haven't played a ton of ranked opponents, they've played a few. They played at the time they played Louisville, they were ranked. They played Pitt and they were ranked. The only loss that they have is against BYU, and it was only by 3 points. To me, I think, and if you watched an SMU game, which I've caught some of their games, it's pretty exciting. They've got some talent on that team. So that's who I put in instead.
Okay. For me, the quick answer is Texas. They don't have an impressive win. They
Whoa!
don't have an impressive
Oh,
win.
Wes, wait a
Hold
minute.
on.
Whoa! Hold on. Texas. Where's my popcorn? I want to get my
Yeah.
popcorn if you're gonna explain
So
this.
again, the question is not they don't it's not that they're not deserving of being in the top 12 or in the CFP, it's they're not deserving of their spot. Up there at number 3, they don't have an impressive win. Michigan has struggled mightily since they beat them. Oklahoma has had an awful year, largely due to injury. They beat Florida when they were starting their third string quarterback. Their most impressive win was scraping by against Vandy by 3 points on the road. But yet the committee still has them in the top 3, but their resume is no more impressive than Penn State, Indiana, or Miami. You notice I didn't say Notre Dame because they lost to Northern Illinois. So, um, and obviously I'm a Georgia fan, so the huge disparity between the way the committee treats Texas and the way they treat Georgia after only one more loss to a quality team, by the way, just ticks me off as well. But it's not just based on the Georgia fandom. I think it's kind of outrageous that they are treated like such royalty, and their resume is no more impressive than a lot of these other teams that are further down on the list.
They have a manic.
Oh my God.
I get it. And that Texas money talks too. I don't know. I'm not saying that that's why they're ranked up there, but